Oh my gosh, nothing wants to work. Okay, I think we're good. Take two of
You
the
want to check it again?
Yep, it's working. It's working.
Sure this time?
Yep, it's working. Take two. Luckily, we were only 3 minutes into the recording before we realized that it wasn't picking up other audio. So everything is good now. We are all good to go. As we were saying for the last 3.5 minutes, big week in wrestling.
This is episode 9.2.
Yeah. Even closer to that. That's something else. Yeah. So we're on episode 9, closer to our record. Things we've mentioned that we didn't, that you guys don't know about because I deleted the file. That was the past 3 minutes of just me talking and dead silence for everybody else. We're killing it, guys. Top notch production.
We're pros.
Yeah. Mention again that you're the Picks champion.
Oh yeah, I am the Picks champion. I almost had a clean sweep, except for WWE does stupid shit like put Brock Lesnar in a match he shouldn't be in.
Brock Lesnar won the belt, like I said he would.
But wrong
Not
belt.
the right. Yeah, the right
he
belt.
won the belt.
Yeah. And then one other thing we said is because I got Adam's picks after we recorded. I sent him a message to, hey man, I need your picks, and he sent me his picks, and I looked at them and I was like, you can tell Adam doesn't keep up with the product super well. And then motherfucker got like second place. He had it was between me and him. It came down to me and him for the championship, and yeah, it was pretty funny. Also, Edge helped me win a championship. So there goes that. I think AJ talked some shit about it last week. So there we go. Edge helped me win it. But yeah, as we were talking about, massive week. Lots of crap has happened. That's what we were talking about in the middle of talking about. Seth Rollins was apparently supposed to win that match. And then that's what AJ
Well, we don't know we don't know if it was that particular match.
Exactly, yes.
Right, because the day after the pay-per-view,
Rollins was supposed to leave with the title at some point in this planning.
Right. Big E was supposed to retain in the Fatal 4-Way. There are conflicting reports that later on in the week they're like, oh, well, Rollins was originally supposed to win. And the speculation was, well, was it supposed to be an original one-on-one match? Was it supposed to be that 4-way? But, WWE pulled the rug.
Yeah, then they were all wrong, and Brock Lesnar comes in and wins them.
Well, that was the thing, right? They wanted their goal for day one was essentially for everybody to be talking about it. So I figure, well, was Brock going to beat Roman? I don't think so. But because they inserted him at the last second, they're like, well, why don't we just be like, fuck it. And just be like, let's have Brock Lesnar win.
See, watching that match, what I thought they were going to do early is because, I don't remember, something happened first, and somebody went after Brock pretty hard, and then Lashley speared him through the barricade. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what they're going to do. They're just going to basically effectively take Brock out of the match, and they're just putting him in the match just for the namesake of... And they're still going to... It's basically still going to be a Fatal 4-Way. Brock's going to get involved, and then no, the motherfucker won it, so... It shows what...
There's a New Day member is champion, and Brock's in the match.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Brock is the New Day Slayer.
New Day Slayer, yes. Seth Rollins is the Beast Slayer and the King Slayer. Brock Lesnar is the New Day Slayer. It's hilarious.
Anyway, I feel like what they're setting up, and you see that on Raw this week, where now we finally get Bobby Lashley versus Lesnar, which is a dream match that they keep enticing and telling everyone, oh, this is going to be a super big main event match, and it really is going to be, right? You get to see a preview of the glimpse of what could potentially happen in the pure chaos at day one. Now we finally get this one-on-one match, and what everyone is saying, or what I've been hearing, is Bobby will beat Brock at the Royal Rumble, and Brock will just face Roman again, because technically Brock is still this free agent, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants, basically. So, we'll see what happens on Friday. He's supposed to confront Roman, who is cleared all protocols. He's gonna be there Friday. There was always the thought of doing champ versus champ at WrestleMania, and then unifying the belts for some fucked up reason. I don't
No.
know. I mean, who cares? But now there's a lot of speculation that Bobby will actually beat Brock at Royal Rumble because Paul Heyman will cost him the title and still work for the Tribal Chief. So
Yeah, I could
damn.
definitely see that. 100%.
With all the cuts and stuff, do they have a good enough roster or big enough roster to really do a brand split?
I would say yes, but I mean the quality of Raw makes it hard with still being a 3-hour show, but
yeah, there's probably like at least 30 stars on both brands. That's men and women
and honestly
included into the total.
the way they're going now, NXT might not be long lived, so there's a few people over there that they could bring up. But just looking through, I mean, they still got, because I mean, they still have NXT UK where they have some people over there. They still have Imperium. Braun Breaker just won the NXT Championship. Carmelo Hayes won the unification match. I was just looking at the roster here. Adam Pearce, second on the roster for some reason. Some dude named A-Kid. A-Kid. I mean, they got people. Yeah, half these people, I don't even know who they are.
Well, I think if you look at the roster on WWE.com, I'm guessing that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
I think they combine all shows.
Yeah, it's everybody, and they're all alphabetical.
I think to Joey's point, I think there's just enough to do a brand split. However, for main event title matches, it's very skewed into the top echelon talent. So like you're gonna have people facing Roman Reigns who aren't, without a shadow of a doubt, can actually beat Roman Reigns. There aren't that many like there's Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Cesaro, I feel like, is the top guy, but they don't see him that way. And that's really it. Like, you can't just run that match. Well, they can, because they've done it multiple times. But you're going to run those matches 10 times against all three of those. Probably like Jeff Hardy was supposed to be in that role, but they end up releasing him. But like when you look at Raw, you got people like Finn Balor, you got Randy Orton. Riddle's kind of a top guy. I figure if they split, I think he can, instead of being U.S. champion, I think he can move up. You got Bobby, you got Seth, you got Kevin. So it's like, it's
You have people, you just got to use them the right way,
right.
which
yeah,
they're
I mean,
horrible at.
yeah. So, and then, I mean, for the women, it's even worse, I feel like.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have individual championships because now on SmackDown, you literally have nothing for Charlotte to really. You got Sasha, and that's it. Like, everyone else is still relatively new if you look at the roster.
Yeah.
I think bring Raquel in. SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, Raquel could be going up, with New Year's Evo happening. She didn't take the pin. She wasn't even a deciding factor. But yeah, I think she's probably much done in NXT, mainly because there is nothing left for her to do.
No.
I mean, they could try bringing up Dakota Kai back again, but again, that went nowhere. Xia Li just showed up. I don't know how they're going to treat her, but Naomi, I don't feel like is not going to get another title shot. She's still stuck in this Sonya Deville shit. I mean, Natty's there.
When is Bailey coming back?
Who? Bailey?
Yeah.
She's still doing recovery for her knee.
I know it's been a while though that she's been out, right?
Yeah, I think she posted this week or last week, but she was still in crutches doing her therapy sessions, so I don't know what the timetable is for that.
Swerve should be back at Rumble, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great if you ask me. I think she still hasn't been assigned a show, but my guess would she would go back to SmackDown because they did assign Asuka Raw. So whenever she comes back, they've been teasing Alexa Bliss to come back now. No
Back
more
one
of
day.
those. Well, you don't know if she's actually going to show up Monday. They can still be doing vignettes
No.
next week.
She's gonna be there.
Okay, all right, whatever.
Joey confirmed.
Joey's been talking to her.
Yeah. She follows me on TikTok. It's fine.
So stupid. Like I cut out half the name of like Alexa Bliss fake account.
It is not. It's so real.
Alexa Bliss _fans account.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I think WWE, because honestly, and I think they need to keep it brand split. I think it works better brand split, especially like right now. But I mean, the matches this weekend, or for day one, the ones that I can remember, I mean, they were all right. I mean, they weren't. The Usos New Day match was really good, but of course that's New Day Usos. That's always going to be good. I forgot the rest of the card. Edge and Miz.
RK Bro and Street Profits. That was a decent, okay match. It wasn't too bad.
Becky versus Liv. That's pretty much the whole. Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss.
Oh yeah, Drew McIntyre's not going to even be on TV for a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's hurt, right?
Yeah, he's got neck injury, so they wrote him off with that attack angle. He's actually been dealing with various injuries, the neck one being the most prominent, because he's been doing that UK tour for them, so that's really took a toll on his body. So he's going to be off program for a little bit. So again, it goes back to what's the program going to look like going forward into Royal Rumble?
Nobody knows.
After Royal Rumble,
Even
the SmackDown portion is going to be really tough.
Creative doesn't even know.
Creative doesn't know shit.
That's true. That is
Why
very
is
true.
debuting at the Rumble?
Shut up.
I'm sure they're going to need. I mean, like I said, there's.
I see
fucking...
the thing that people are. There was a thing I didn't keep it. I just scrolled past it or whatever. But it was like people were like trying to say, "Oh, how this many spots in the Rumble are open" or something, and it was like it's gonna be really tough to fill, especially on the women's side of 30 people.
I think they barely cusped 15 halfway for the women's part.
It's like you're using like Maurice and Beth Phoenix could obviously be people in the Rumble, but are you going to put them in the Rumble when they have a match? I mean, I know people do it all the time, but
They'll have the female referee from AEW in there. They'll need so many people.
yeah.
And we calling Trish Stratus and Lita to come back.
Yep.
Oh, they'll be there for sure.
You'll probably see like Molly Holly,
Yep.
maybe Jacqueline.
Maybe.
Victoria you'll probably get again.
That's true. Yeah. That's what half of the women's Rumble is, just old people. Kelly. Something like that.
Jillian Hall.
Yeah.
Jillian Hall will definitely make another appearance. I think she was there last Rumble, I think.
Yeah, didn't she have like a pretty good little, like, she was decent, right?
Yeah, she wasn't that bad. She had, I think she had a spot with Billy Kay, so, because Billy Kay needed a partner, and they were eerily very similar. It was pretty scary how, like, very similar they were, and, yeah, that was really their spot, so, just...
Yeah. Have Natalia Neidhart's sister.
Yeah. There you go. Dustin, hope we're not like crushing your Rumble dreams of like this place is gonna suck.
That'd be dope though if Paige ever came back and was at the Rumble, but probably not gonna happen.
She is still on the WWE thing for roster.
I think she's able to wrestle now.
I mean, she had the same thing Edge had.
Yeah.
I don't know if she went through the same recovery that Edge did to get back, but it was pretty much the same injury as that Edge had. Because I remember there was something that they were. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was the ENC pod when they did Edge and Christian did their pod. If it was on that or something else, but I think Edge or Page One talked about how I think it was Edge talked about as soon as he found out that that's what Page had, he like called her or texted her and was like, "Hey, and like gave her some advice and talked to her about it and everything and helped her through some stuff with it. So yeah,
It'd be a
it's
hell of a pop if she did show up.
Ain't it where the spinal column was narrowing or something? I think that's what Sting had also.
it's if you're gonna talk about it, you gotta talk about it the proper way. Their neck is a stack of dimes, okay? If you're gonna talk about it. That's the medical terminology. The doctor comes in and says your neck is a stack of dimes, and you're gonna die if you wrestle again or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Either way,
she might have gone through the same treatments. I know she's been saying that she thinks she can go again, but I mean, you take one wrong turn and you're dead on the mat.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
show goes on.
Naya's not there anymore. So
That's also true. That's also
yeah, that's true. That's probably what they were trying to avoid.
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
Yeah.
let's get Paige back in the ring, and then Nia Jax comes along and is like, slap.
Oh, that's
breaks her neck.
That's something we don't have this year for Nia to enter the men and women's rumble.
Yeah,
So,
I'm trying
we-
to think. Yeah, there's.
She,
I mean,
what was it? No, it was 2 years ago when she beat up R-Truth and then took his spot, and then she got RKO'd and super kicked and 619'd. And it was like,
yeah, she's just not
WWE's
strong enough to even do
yeah,
anything to pick. She's barely strong enough to pick up the women.
yeah. It's like, WWE actually let dudes hit a chick. That's kind of crazy. If you
They're
count,
like,
So this thing
she doesn't count because she's part of the Samoan dynasty. She's fine.
what'd you say, Dustin?
Oh, it says Paige. She tweeted out something back in September that said January, and that's all it said. So I don't know if she's trying to do
That's Rumble time.
exactly. I'll
But
just
she didn't show up for day one, so.
Yeah, that's true. She's gonna be on a random episode of SmackDown or something. Guest host.
Should be the GM again.
There you
For
go.
SmackDown.
There you go. But yeah, so I think that was most of WWE stuff, or at least some part of it. I think you said Monday, Heyman and Brock came out. Brock cut a promo. He's doing the Roman thing where Paul Heyman stands there and watches him cut a promo, which was all right. I seen his promo, or part of his promo at least. It was all right. I mean, it was better than probably what he would have done a few years ago, but. Hey, my personal opinion, he's killing this babyface character.
Yeah,
he is.
for sure.
I don't know how it's taken them this long to make Brock a babyface, because he's fucking killing this character. Like, there was a thing that came out after day one where he was walking back up the ramp, and there's a dude that was just posted a TikTok, and was like. You hear the guy's wife like, oh, he loves you, and like he's like hollering, and Brock like comes up to the dude and it's like, wow, like whatever, and it's like for a second and then leaves, and it's like you would never see Brock do any of this stuff. It's pretty cool.
I wonder if he actually minds doing it, because from all interviews and stuff, and the last time we talked to Stone Cold, he was like, "Yeah, I hate people."
Yeah.
So it's like it's really different for being this babyface, and it's great and it works, and it's just like him doing these things and taking pictures with people. I wonder, like, he walks off, he's like, "Fuck these motherfuckers."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like,
No, I think everything I've read about him, he's actually a really nice guy. He just don't like to travel.
I'm trying to think because I don't. I'm trying to think because I watch Pat McAfee show a lot, so you get there is a lot of stuff that you'll occasionally get. He doesn't talk about wrestling a lot on his show, but there are times occasionally that he'll sneak some wrestling stuff in there. And I'm trying to remember if he's mentioned any Brock stories. I don't think he has. I know he talks about Brock being the champion today. It's funny because this whole week he's had this little championship belt. It's like this long, and it looks like it's actually made out of like metal or something. But I mean, it's like a ruler size, and he'll have it in his back pocket, and he'll just be talking about something, and you'll see him randomly just grab it and throw it over his shoulder, but it doesn't move because it's so small. It's so stupid, but it's so funny. But he's talked about Baron. Obviously, he's really good friends with Baron Corbin. Says he's really good guy. He's really funny. Madcap Moss apparently is a pretty cool guy. He said, but he keeps going. His jokes are fucking terrible, but he's a really cool guy. It's pretty funny. Apparently, Commander Aziz threatened AJ Hawk. through like FaceTime or something. Left him some kind of recorded a video or something. Threatened AJ Hawk. That was pretty funny too.
Anyone would threaten AJ Hawk.
That's true too. But I don't think much else happened on Raw this week. I know we're getting Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice at Rumble instead of Mania, like we thought last week.
They obviously don't listen to the podcast.
They do not. WWE does not listen to the show. We got Tony, but we don't have. Apparently, we don't have Vince or anybody. But Hunter, I mean, hey, he's not doing much right now. He's trying to recover. Hey, turn the pod on, man.
He ain't gonna have anything to do.
That's also true. He doesn't have.
It's like he's not gonna have anything.
I guess it might be all elite soon.
With that Will Smith
thing with NXT.
There you go. Now in charge of AEW Dark.
Yeah.
I guess that's the other big WWE news is they released a fuck ton of people again. If
you had any association with Triple H,
right?
Pretty much.
Fucking out.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was another fuck ton of people, but now
there's a lot of behind the scenes people for this one.
Yeah, they were really scrubbing Triple H's fingerprints off of NXT now. Permanently.
The William Regal one I think surprises me the most. Like Joe, he just got cut. A couple breaking news right before we started recording. Samoa Joe was released. Again,
on Twitter has been wrestlers talking about how they owed like everything to William Regal. He was cut.
Yeah. You know? That's what that one surprised me massively. Like I figured he'd be with the company until he retired, doing whatever he was doing. I mean, he's what was he, lead talent scout or something like that?
Yeah. So him and Joe were running that scouting department for NXT. So it's like, okay, who are you actually using, for this next in line program? Like, who's going out to do those things? Like I felt like, I guess from a standpoint, Regal and Joe are looking for already established stars, so that kind of makes sense to like, okay, well, we're kind of going away from that approach.
So instead of being like, hey guys, let's have a meeting, this is what we're actually looking for, instead of this, they just fire them.
I mean,
nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know that's what, like Joey said, like a lot of people thinking with Regal, like I know there's a lot of people, I want to say Adam Cole is one, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think there's other people that I've heard, they talk about their trip into WWE, and it's like, oh yeah, I got that phone call from William Regal. It's like all the people, it's Regal came and seen me at this event, at a PWG event or whatever, and it's like
the old Jim Ross that he used to do.
Yeah.
So
basically, yeah, Regal was JR for NXT basically.
Yeah.
And but I mean, besides Regal, Joe, they got Timothy Thatcher was one. Dustin's other boy, Danny Burch.
Road Dogg.
Road Dogg. His brother, the other Armstrong, was Scott Armstrong.
Yeah.
He was a referee. Was
Wait,
a producer.
Referee?
So yeah, it's
Scott Armstrong and Road Dogg are brothers?
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
There's a lot of Armstrong wrestlers back in the early WCW.
I guess
stuff.
you could say, oh, I didn't know.
uh,
I have to call somebody, dude.
it's too late now. They're fired. They got the call. They're the ones that got the call.
Hey, hey, William Regal, if you need a job, man, we can't pay you much, but I'm sure I could make another little square on the screen if you want to chip in, dude. I'm gonna send this to his house.
Hideki Suzuki was another one. He was just there. He's the dude that always accompanies Roddy Strong in the Diamond Mine. That's Hideki Suzuki. He's been there for like, let's say 6 months. He moved from Japan to here to the U.S. and they released him. So I don't know if he was ever gonna be an in-ring performer, but he was a coach at the Performance Center. So same thing that went for Danny Burch and Timothy Thatcher. They had nothing. Creative doesn't have anything for you to do. You're not going to get any screen time. So they've been actually coaching at the Performance Center. So
you mean they didn't have anything for Creative Superstar Danny Burch?
I mean, at that point, like, you had the two creative wrestler, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. So
that's why they
once
held
one
up
was gone,
that they had to hold up the 1 and 2 because it was just or Superstar 1, Superstar 2. That's how you tell they're
now
doing
it all made like a green bodysuit.
Yeah.
But But yeah,
Who
so
they just hired though? They just hired somebody, didn't they?
Petey Williams.
Petey Williams, Canadian Destroyer. That's why I said AJ sent it to the chat, and I was like, "Damn it! Why do they gotta do something cool, man? I like Petey Williams a lot."
Yeah, he's now a producer for main roster. I think he had a trial run. I think it was September to October or something like that for a month. I'm sure a spot opened up because Jimmy Wang Yang had quit. He's like, forget this.
Jimmy Wang Yang worked backstage.
Yeah, he was
What?
a producer.
Oh shit!
That's awesome.
Yeah, he quit. So I guess the spot opened
we
up.
need Jimmy Wang Yang in All Elite, dude. Jimmy Wang Yang is All Elite.
What's funny
Fucking
because
go, dude.
Sanjay Dutt was a producer. He had quit. I don't remember if it was for NXT or WWE, whatever, for anybody. He quit, and then like 2 weeks later, he was a producer at AEW, which is pretty funny.
Jimmy Wang Yang, you know where to go. Tony, call him. I know you're watching.
Can't have two cowboys though.
Yeah, you can. That promotion ain't too big for the both of them.
Well, he doesn't have to have the cowboy persona. He can go back to what he was in WCW, which was like flying dragons or something. I don't know. Joey would
dude,
know.
he's got to have the jeans and the wife beater, dude.
A long time since I remember him at WCW.
Yeah, I don't know.
He had those feuds with was it 3 Count and fucking not 3 Count. That's Joey's favorite stable. I think it's 3 Count. Was it 3 Count?
But yeah, they had the
Shane Helms, the boy.
Yeah, yeah, like a boy band.
Bro, his name's
Who else was in there besides Shane Helms?
Fuck.
Who's
I
the
can't remember.
blonde? I'm picturing a blonde. Or was that Shane Helms? That wasn't Shane Helms.
No, Shane was a brunette. Fuck, I can't remember the other guy.
Remember he had the blonde hair and like the.
It was a Shannon Moore again, was it?
Yeah, that was him.
Shannon Moore. Man, these are names I haven't heard in forever.
Yeah.
I go back in the Rolodex for those names. But there's another one.
Bro,
There's a third one.
Jimmy Wang Yang
Obviously.
has, like, his real name is like one of the widest names. His name's James Carson. His last name's Yun, Y-U-N, but his first and middle name are James Carson. He was born in L.A. Trying to. Okay.
Oh.
I was the son of a German mother and Korean father.
Evan Courageous.
Yeah, that's what it was. Evan
Yeah,
Courageous.
he had the dreads.
Yes. And then for a little bit of time, when they broke up and split, they kicked Evan Courageous out, and he teamed with somebody else who was part of the group that Jimmy Yang was part of, and they made a makeshift tag team from the 2 rejects, and it was fucking hilarious. And those 3 teams had a ladder match, and I think the ladder match was for like a record deal, and it was obviously 3 counts gold to win a record deal, and I don't even remember if they actually won.
Oh, I don't know if you guys watch it. Not to change subject or anything. And have you got anybody? They played. They says it's season 2 or whatever, but it's the Ruthless Aggression stuff that comes on after the pay-per-views.
Yeah,
I watched the episode that came on after day 1, which I'm a big fan of anything behind the scenes of anything in movies, TV shows, everything. I'm a big fan of behind the scenes stuff, and they're doing the Ruthless Aggression, whatever. So they talked about the Edge and Matt Hardy feud a little bit, and basically they started talking about how things moved on from the Attitude Era into Ruthless Aggression. So the things they were trying to do that was different, like Taboo Tuesday, apparently that wasn't like a gimmick. That was all legit results. People backstage didn't know if they were going to wrestle a match. Like, I think it was Shelton Benjamin. He got voted for a match. I want to make sure this. I think this is what that was, but I'm not thinking something else. But I think it was Shelton Benjamin got voted in to have a Intercontinental Championship match with Chris Jericho, and he said he didn't know he was winning until Jericho didn't kick out. Like he didn't know he was winning the championship until he hit a move and pinned Jericho, and Jericho didn't kick out.
On the fly booking sounds like a Vince Russo thing.
Yeah, so Vince Russo was in the doc too, so he was there. But
It's like on the early drafts, they weren't telling them
yeah,
until they were drafted.
yeah, and like a lot of tag teams were like getting legit split up, and they didn't know. That's crazy. But I thought it was like super cool. Apparently, the first Money in the Bank, Edge didn't want to do, and almost backed out of it. He was tired of doing ladder matches at WrestleMania, and he said that he went to talk to somebody and was like, "Hey, I don't want to be pigeonholed into, we're having now this different kind of ladder match. Let's who are we gonna put in there? Oh, just throw Edge in there." He's like, he didn't want to get like that, so they almost Money in the Bank stuff came up, and he was almost went and pulled himself out of it, and then he didn't. And he's like,
best thing.
and then, now he look. It's funny because he was in there talking. He's like, now I look back on it, and I'm like, you didn't want to be in Money in the Bank, you moron. It's like, because it ended up being one of the best things for his career, because that's when he won. He won his first championship out of that, so it was really cool. Check it out. Narrated by Pat McAfee. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I only watched the first episode for season 2.
Yeah.
Which was, I think it was Hollywood Rock.
Yeah. This one was mostly focused on just the different types of stuff that they were trying. Like it was the Punjabi prison match, which they said was not bamboo. It was steel painted to look like bamboo. So apparently that stuff hurt. So most of that thing is just steel rods painted to look like bamboo, which I didn't even know. But yeah, so it was like they were talking about the Taboo Tuesday, Punjabi prison match, Money in the Bank, all the different kinds of stuff they were trying to do to separate themselves from the Attitude Era. It was pretty cool.
I like Taboo Tuesday. Every
time I hear that, I think of Gene Snitsky saying it because he used to go Taboo Tuesday, and the way he pronounced it was.
But you forget about a lot of stuff that happened then, because you get to forget about the whole they were showing they would just show pictures of match cards, and you forget about the whole Kane and Lita stuff that they went through, and
or Snitsky kicking the baby.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, you forget about a lot of stuff that was oh man, that's crazy that even happened. Yeah. Oh, Snitsky, dude. But yeah. Is that all we got for WWE? Releases, day one?
For the NXT, right? We already discussed about everything. There's a changing of the guard finally took place with this New Year's Evil card. Braun Breaker is the new NXT Cruiserweight champion. Yeah, he's the NXT champion. Braun Breaker beating Tommaso Ciampa with the Steiner recliner.
I did, yep.
Which is pretty great.
Wonder what they're going to call it.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't say. They're just camel clutch.
No. What is it? Big Joseph, is that the play-by-play guy for NXT? He did say that he was reclining back. He did mention. I specifically seen. I didn't watch NXT, but I did see a clip. And whenever he put him in the hold, they did mention that he was reclining back on him. I was like, oh, okay, that's
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough, I guess. I see what you're doing here.
I just hope now, right, if let's say they change the titles, that with the title change, that he uses his Steiner name, then we're like, I'm just going to change my name too, now that I'm champion.
Oh, Braun Steiner, dude.
Be an elite competitor, no longer this Braun Breaker big bad booty nephew. You can call him.
My favorite thing that came out this weekend is I was searching for stuff. I was just looking through wrestling stuff on Twitter, and it was the picture I sent to the chat of WWE released Samoa. No, it was something about Samoa Joe, and they didn't want they took the title off of Samoa Joe because they didn't want another Steiner Joe rivalry, and talk about from back when Scott Steiner and Samoa Joe, or Scott Steiner kept calling Samoa Joe a fat ass on TV every week.
Man. Rick Steiner was there in the crowd post-match, Tommaso reached out to him, and he brought him into the ring, and Rick was celebrating with his son. So, it's pretty cool. Like, I know Braun Breakers has said that he would like to incorporate them in some time for, his legacy or whatever he's going to provide for the company, that they would if they release Triple H, they can definitely do that, because Triple H never had a good relationship with Scott Steiner. So
How long until Braun Breaker is wearing like old wrestling headgear,
I would fucking love that shit.
and then
I think he
like
should
he's
do it.
crawling around and headbutting people on the mat?
I mean, he's already barking like a dog. So
Is he really? I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's
Dog face gremlin, dude.
His war call is, and the crowd goes with it. So it's like, so in that stance, them turning over, passing the torch to Braun Breaker, it works because people are already behind him. For Carmelo Hayes, he beat Roddy Strong. He's unified the belts. It's only going to be a North American Championship. I think people are finally coming around to him. Like, he's an incredible athlete, without a doubt. But I think, and he does great promo work, or I should say good. It's not like fantastic or anything, but I think people are finally coming around to him. So I think their chess pieces for their champions are working. I don't know how people are still feeling about Mandy Rose being champion. There are a lot of people for Cora Jade, surprisingly. A lot of people have been backing her up too, but
not Darby
I
Allin.
definitely right. And they were upset that she lost. So, but she's not ready to be champion.
Yeah.
Like, she's still very, very green. You can definitely see it in that match. I feel like that match, you can definitely see all the holes in that match. There are a lot of spot calling, a lot of like waiting and doing, and
Were they doing it like Cena does, where he just yells shit out and doesn't care? Like, was it that obvious?
No, it wasn't that obvious, but you could see at certain points where it was like, oh shit, like, okay, well, a lot of times they were trying to direct Cora through everything.
Yeah.
So it's whatever. That match kind of just ended up just being relevant.
So Carmelo Hayes unified the North American Cruiserweight Championship. You know what that means? Something else is about to get unified. And that's the fucking Undisputed Era in AEW. Fucking, let's go, Roddy. Get out. Let's go to AEW. Let's fucking do it, okay?
2 weeks before we get a news article that says that WWE has released Roderick Strong.
I'm for it. That's the one release that I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's do it. Buckle up, boys. We back in business.
Which is funny because I think he still has quite a few. I think he's got another year or so, or maybe even more. Because at the beginning of the year, he re-signed a new deal. So I don't know. Yeah, like we would have to wait for that another release of stars. Will it come? I don't know. Like, do they see, or it comes down to, do they see X star fitting in what they're trying to do? At the moment, you got the Creed brothers within the Diamond Mine and Ivy Nile, who are new faces. They do a really good job at what they're presented, so the faction could still exist. Roderick Strong could still elevate them. When it comes to Ciampa, though, there's literally nothing going to be left for Tommaso Ciampa, unfortunately. Yeah. They can run another Steiner match. I'm just going to fucking say, I'm going to call him Steiner. They can run another match with him, but after that, there will be nothing left for him. Like, he would just sit there and wait for his contract to expire. Because, if he decides to just quit, we don't know what that really tells for whenever he's going to show up next. Or if he's just going to retire. Like, we don't know. Like, he could basically do anything he wants.
He just chose to retire or quit. He theoretically couldn't show up until his contract's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll owe him his downside guarantee or whatever, and they just get that until,
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Poor Ciampa.
yeah, so and then we had what MSK and Riddle beating Imperium, which I was a real shocker. But I think they said it was not announced today. NXT UK, Walter's last match will be next week in UK, and he's gonna be going full time to NXT 2.0. So that's I think.
Walter
I
versus
don't want to
Braun.
lose this thought. Just because I was watching too much TikTok today, and I think I might have made this observation before, but Ciampa looks like if the Liver King had unsuccessful simulated hunts in a row and was starving.
I hate you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
How dare you insult Tommaso Ciampa like that?
I mean, this, you know.
Joey's making an observation. It's a terrible observation, but I mean, it is one nonetheless.
We can post side-by-side pictures on the Facebook later.
No, we can't. We won't. I won't do it.
Nope.
It's fine.
Never mind. It was something dumb I was gonna say, but moving on. Joey distracted me with this. Too much going on. I was Joey's thought. Then I got a message on my watch, and I was like, my brain. And I was like, okay, the moment's gone. Move on.
Okay, moving on from NXT, we had Wrestle Kingdom 16, New Japan Pro Wrestling's
Bullshit.
massive event that always takes place over 2 nights. Of course, with the COVID restriction, the same people are used on the card for both nights. Both things are pretty great. The main takeaway from that, we had
Will Ospreay got screwed.
Relax.
Relax. Main takeaway.
Shingo Takagi, who is the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, taking on Kazuchika Okada. Okada beats him in night 1.
Say that 5 times fast.
No, I'm good. Beats him in night 1. That would mean Okada would face Will Ospreay in night 2 to determine who the real champion is. Essentially, there's an interim belt and the main belt. You're going to unify them to become one, of course. Okada does win. It was a great match, though. It was really great. You know, it's a really shitty thing. They have the United Empire, right? That's what Ospreay's faction is in New Japan. With some great stars, Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb. They all lost on night 2 in their singles matches, and I'm just like, what in the fuck are we doing? But granted, Will Ospreay's got like 5 other belts with 5 other promotions, so I figure
and he needed
he's doing
6,
fine.
Okay? He needed that. Needed the other one too.
Yeah, he did. But afterwards, he did say he's going to stay in New Japan. He's going to stay in Japan and wrestle there full time again. So you probably won't see him stateside. There's no real surprises. Usually, you know, you can always have somebody like returning or a surprise attack. None of that stuff, because they do this Saturday. They are doing New Japan versus Noah, and Noah is the other big company led by the Great Muta. So I think that's pretty cool. They're doing cross promotion stuff, a lot of tag matches.
They talked to Tony Khan, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, so they're doing a lot of tag matches. Though on night 1, we do get the return of Shibata, who had a really bad head injury, which could have ended his life. Very similar to what talked with Edge, Bryan Danielson, Page. But I'm surprised he came back. He fought one of his students. They were scared. They're like, no head strikes. But then Shibata was like, nah, fuck that. We're going to go all out. But he gets his big victory in return. So I thought that was really cool, too.
He was out for, what, several years, wasn't he?
Years.
Like 3 years?
Yeah. It was a very long time. I
remember when he got hurt.
Yeah.
He had, learned to walk again and stuff.
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty scary. And, he over the last course of the year, he's been trying to get into like angles and stuff, and he was fighting with Kenta, and he's like, I really want to make a return to the ring. He finally got the opportunity. He looked really good. He fought one of his students who's really up and coming, and very similar to Shibata because they fight in that same strong style of wrestling. So yeah, and he got the victory. Inoki wants to wrestle again. He wants to get into a shape. The dude's like 80, I think. He's like Ric Flair age, and he wants to fucking come back and be strong and healthy and actually have a match, which I think is hilarious.
He wrestled Muhammad Ali, so
Yeah.
like that's so long ago.
Yeah. So yeah, Inoki wants
in
to
your
come
day.
back, which I thought was pretty cool. But again, you know, it's more of just based off of tradition, right? Inoki
I
was
think
big in New Japan, so
Naya might sign with New Japan since she does a strong style also.
no, that's called hurt style.
Oof.
But it's the same, a hard
Same,
strike.
same premise, you know.
Huh?
I said same premise, you know.
Yeah, it hurts.
Looks like it hurts, actually hurts, you know. Same thing.
Right.
Night 2, Kenta and Tanahashi had a no DQ match. They literally fucking used everything in that ring but the kitchen sink. Ladders, chairs, tables, garbage cans, kendo sticks, a fucking guitar was used.
I know Kenta's big into music.
It was crazy. It was good. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of things that they're setting up. Like I said, no surprises. They did have a crowd at the Tokyo Dome, which was really good. So yeah, I mean, New Japan, night 1, night 2, big success. Like I said, this weekend they're gonna do the Noah cross promotion. Looking for that. I mean, I don't know if Joey knows who the Strong Hearts were. Group. Okay, well, Sema made a return back to New Japan, and he hasn't been there, I think, since 2009. I think, like they said. Sema has made an appearance with the Strong Hearts in AEW before. Kind of went with their first inception. When they first started, he wrestled Christopher Daniels. If you haven't seen Sema, he at stateside, that was one match he had within AEW. He fought Christopher Daniels, went back. He was a surprise in their Ranbo, which is basically a battle royale. He made it to the final 4, so it was cool. It was just cool to see. He hasn't been with the company, hasn't shown his face since 2009, I think. Could have been longer, but yeah.
When was night 2?
Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday for us. For Central Time, it was 2 a.m. Both days, and both shows run like 5 hours long.
I got one of them downloading. Day 1.
Good to admit that.
We can take that out and post. It's just but
Fucking moron.
I remember but are we live? I bring this ad NordVPN.
Not a sponsor yet. Hopefully one day, baby.
But yeah.
But
Moving on.
I recommend watching the show. Both nights were great. They were really good. New Japan really doesn't put on a terrible show. It's just, like I said, each day was 5 hours. So you kind of have to, like, just, get through it.
I have 2 questions. One, I haven't heard anything about Jay White. Was he there?
No, Jay is still in the U.S.
Okay, Jay's still in the U.S. Will Ospreay got screwed. I ain't watching it. I ain't doing it.
Damn.
I remember staying up watching when they had the Omega Okada match,
Yeah.
and just, like, staying up till like wee hours of the morning to watch that.
Oh, the wee hours of the morning.
It's funny because they did have English commentary. They're obviously here, so they just watch a not recording. They're watching it live, but there is a delay. I think one of them was like
Kevin
watching it
Kelly,
from his. Yeah, I think one of them was watching it from his closet, which was hilarious.
Nice.
But granted,
Who is it other than Kevin Kelly?
I can't remember the guy's name, but they cover all the New Japan stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they even do the New Japan Strong stuff alongside Aiden English. That's the name I can only remember him by. So yeah, they kept doing it. I was like, damn, like you got up at whatever time zone you're in and stayed up, and I was like, and they had the energy and everything for it. I was like, kudos to you guys, because that I would have been like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Joe, you get up at 2, don't you?
What?
Not on purpose.
What Wrestle Kingdom was this?
16.
Trying to see if I can pull it up.
But I mean, like I said, good matches. They got really good wrestlers there. They've got so many fucking stables. It's incredible. Like you got Chaos, Lij, and then Bullet Club. But then within Bullet Club, there's like 16 versions of Bullet Club. You got Kenta and his Go to Sleep Club. There's the what's Evil's House of Torture, part of the Bullet Club.
Gorillas of Destiny.
Rogue General. He's kind of got his own thing.
Switchblade. Or is he just like over all of it?
Yeah, he's overall. He's like he would be the main BC. He doesn't have his own portion of it.
English commentators for Wrestle Kingdom 16 was Kevin Kelly and Chris Carlton. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
You can't click his name. You can click Kevin Kelly's name, but you can't click his name. So apparently nobody knows who he is.
No.
Oh, do you know what Kevin Kelly's real last name is?
Jackson.
Foot. Foote.
That's why he's Kevin Kelly now.
Yeah.
Well, Joey can never be a commentator because everyone would think he's the Joey Styles.
Yeah, he is. We have ECW famous Joey Styles on our podcast.
That post I shared, I was like, that was too funny when I saw it. I was like, what happened to Joey Styles? I was like, he's on the Raw Dog show every week.
Yeah, dude, he's right here every week, dude. What are you talking about?
Did you reply to that tweet and say he's on the Raw Dog and promote the show?
No, I didn't.
God damn it.
God damn it. As soon as I saw it, I just shared it to the group. That's all I knew what to do. I failed again.
My God.
Wonder what he's actually doing. We could probably get him on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
We already got one. We'd have to refer. We'd have to go Joey 1, Joey 2.
Who's the real Joey Styles?
Please stand up.
Deathmatch.
Yeah.
Joey Styles versus Joey Styles. Deathmatch.
Name on a pole match.
Custody of Joey Styles ladder match.
Oh my gosh.
There can only be one. One's the interim and one's the main champion.
Yeah, there you go.
Merge them.
There we go.
And merge you like Majin Buu.
So interim Joey, how do you...
Oh, no, I'm never. I'm older than him. How old he is?
Young Jamie?
Oh my God.
I like how he's purple because I've heard him before to make jokes.
He's old. He's like he's 50.
Well, that's what.
You're not too far behind.
2 years older than you?
6 months older than you.
Oh my gosh!
And he's shorter. He's only 5'7".
Basically the same height.
No, not basically.
Y'all are the same.
Oh, you know what? Oh, wait, hang on.
Oh God!
It's wrong, Joey Styles. He picked.
Hang on.
He's
Joey
looking at
Styles.
himself.
Hang on, Joey Styles is not his real name.
Oh.
His name is Joseph Carmine Bonfactor.
As your family.
Yeah.
How's your family?
That is, yeah. That's not even his real name. So yeah, he's out.
It's not even your real name.
Yeah, this is your gimmick name. What are you talking about?
Yeah, gimmick name, dude.
It's your shoot name.
Fucking stupid.
But moving on from New Japan, we had AEW first night on TBS yesterday.
T's and P's out to the AJ's favorite, Rey Fenix, taking a very nasty arm. Has any other information came out about that?
His bone came out.
No,
it didn't break.
It didn't. His arm did not break. It was just an overextension.
Did you see the clip, Joey?
No, I do not want to watch that.
At the elbow.
Trust me, you've sent me way worse stuff to watch. Pull it up.
It's like if you were watching Sid Vicious break his leg again.
Okay,
but not as bad. It's not as bad as that.
Okay,
it's not as bad as that.
You gotta make sure you get the replay shit. The replay that they showed on TV. The first angle that they showed it, the first angle where it happened live, the angle was kind of behind. So basically, when Luchasaurus jumped off, he was facing, and it was to Phoenix's back, and he landed kind of Tom Segura-ish. That's the way I explained it. It was Tom Segura with his accident, minus the blown out ACL. Then TV producers, I don't know if it's AEW, TBS, what?
Shit.
Show it from
have been that way.
Show it from the other angle. Like they showed did you watch the front angle?
It was the camera was behind him.
No. Oh no, there's a way worse one. There's one from the front where you see the front of Phoenix when he hits it. When he hits the ground.
I shared that one too. I don't know if that they kept the video.
No,
I don't know if they copyright. They could take that shit down.
I think the one you sent, unless you sent another one, the one you sent was the one that I seen. The one. Oh, there's a link. Okay.
Yeah. Comicbook.com, I think, showed the front view.
Yeah.
I posted the normal weight version that we all saw.
Yeah. And so what's crazy to me is that they showed the replay from the other angle that shows it way worse. And it's
I wonder what the commentary team thought about that when they got the replays for, post match.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're like, "Oh fuck."
Well, I think they showed a replay. It might have been because they finished the match pretty quickly after that happened.
Right.
So, dude, it was
fucker. I just saw it. Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah, it was bad.
His arm's not broke. Nothing broke.
Not broken. Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. How that even happened to where that didn't break.
The wrestling gods heard the prayers.
So
Rey Fenix is okay.
His arm.
So
dislocated elbow.
Yeah,
I don't know. So when it first happened, when it happens live, I watched the show when it happened live, and I thought whenever how they did the spot was really awkward anyways, because the table's this way, and then Luchasaurus is still throwing him long ways instead of throwing him like you're crossing a T on the table. He went parallel with the table, and I thought that was weird anyways. And then and then I was like, oh, Luchasaurus was bad because I thought it was his fault, and it wasn't, because it's just a freak accident. He tried to catch himself.
His elbow was like that behind him,
and
his arm was behind him.
And so whenever it hit, you can't really see it. Like I said, from the first day, you can't really see it. Plus, it was happening live, so you're not watching for it. And the one thing I know is he rolled out, and his arm was hanging out like this, and you see him point. He's waving and he's pointing.
Touching this part of his hand to his armpit.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's holding his arm out and he's pointing at it, and I'm like, okay, well, Phoenix is done. And
he was scratching his shoulder blade.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
And then the reports did come out that it wasn't broke somehow. AJ's prayers were answered. Man, it was insane that came out that his arm. That's what I'm saying. It's weird that nothing else has came out about it though.
Yeah, I mean, Rey Fenix has took to social media and talked about it. He thankful for everything, the fans and everything. The wrestlers, he's doing okay. Like everyone said, it's not a broken arm. dislocation at the elbow. He's going to have to make a few more doctor visits. So he would at least not be on television for a few weeks, maybe a month or so. Which is, I was telling Dustin, Lucha Brothers are my favorite tag team. And it definitely sucked because you thought, you won't see them for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for Jurassic Express. Like, I like Jungle Boy a lot.
Wow,
I just
Luchasaurus out of this?
Fuck Luchasaurus.
Whoa, dude. Okay, calm down.
fuck that dino bitch. But I mean, Jungle Boy's gonna be the star, right? If they ever break that tag team up, Jungle Boy's gonna be the star, and Luchasaurus, unfortunately, though is a cool gimmick, is not gonna get very far.
Whoa. It's not a gimmick, dude. He's a real fucking dinosaur, okay? Have you seen the stuff he talks about on Twitter? He's a real fucking dinosaur, dude.
You know how, like, anytime a wrestler gets hurt by another wrestler, Bret Hart will kind of get on him on Twitter.
Right, I mean, granted, it wasn't Luchasaurus' fault.
Had 20 million years to learn how to do that safely. You should do better.
So stupid.
Joey, go find Bret Hart's Twitter right now and see if he said something last night about it. If he says those exact words.
What do you mean find it? It's like Joey has it's on like he has it on his wall. He's like a picture frame that's linked to Bret Hart's Twitter account.
Bret Hart's Twitter feed. It's just cycles through it.
Shit on Hogan and Goldberg.
But when it happened, obviously, like you watch it and you're like, obviously you feel bad for Rey Fenix for sure because that looked like it hurt like a mother. And then you're like, okay, well, I feel bad because I like Luchasaurus a lot, and then like I feel bad for Luchasaurus because he just fucking snapped this dude's arm in half. And then you watch the replay again, it's like, okay, no, it wasn't his fault. It was freak accident on a landing. Like I said, the closest I don't remember or I don't know the Sid because I know other people make the Sid Vicious comparison to his leg. I don't know that. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. I might have seen it.
Off the second rope, and
he's supposed to land, and it just snaps,
and his
shin snaps.
It was really bad.
And he puts his leg up, and it's like
dangling. So it's like the Anderson Silva break.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's like that, but wrestling.
Okay. So I mean, I didn't know that, but a lot of people. I lost my train of thought. It was gone.
It's not Luchasaurus' fault. This just shows.
Yeah. That's why. That's why I compared it to mostly of the Tom Segura incident, where just complete freak accident. He tries to catch him. He's falling. Tries to catch himself. Your arm just says, "Nah, dude, not today. I'm fucking taking a break," and
it breaks.
Yeah,
it breaks.
Yeah, I'm taking a break, and it breaks. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, and it just shows, a lot of people even talked about it after. A lot of wrestlers, like, it just shows, the wrestlers are putting their bodies on the line day in and day out for our entertainment. These things happen, right? It's not.
This shit's fake. I don't know how you watch that fake shit.
But
while they're watching Grey's Anatomy or something.
It just takes a little bit away from Jurassic Express winning the tag titles. I didn't expect them to win.
That was my first thought. Was I wonder if this was planned the entire time. The thing that makes me think it was planned is all the tag teams coming out on the stage after. That makes me think it was planned. But at the same time, it's like, okay, did they just call the spot like, hey, Ray just snapped his arm in half. He's going to be out. Instead of relinquishing the titles, let's let Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus take the clean win.
It definitely was planned because they had pointed to the camera and Jungle Boy's mom and sister were there.
That's true too, yeah.
So, because they did the same thing with Jade when she won the TBS championship. Yeah, her husband and daughter were there. Yeah. So, it definitely was planned.
If they get hurt and have to drop the titles, you can always do like a little tournament thing for ratings,
Yeah.
Too,
yeah.
So.
But it's going to be
that was just my first thought of it. But yeah, looking back, it was like it probably was planned.
Yeah, and it was a roll up win, so it kind of still gives roll up win, right? It's supposed to be a surprise, so Like, they can always come back. I think it was
The deadliest move in WWE.
their title reign was 122 days, which is still a solid reign. Like,
No.
it's not. But I was hoping that if they were to lose, it would have been to Malachi and Brody King when he finally shows up, because of that whole angle with Pac and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I thought would have been pretty cool. But I mean, congratulations to Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, right? They finally got gold.
And Marco Stunt.
Fuck Marco's stunt. I didn't realize you said that. I looked at Joe and I was like, "Fuck you, Joey."
Marco Stunt, same height as Joey, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you not know who Marco Stunt is?
I am 6 foot.
No, he's not.
No.
I think he's like shorter than Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think he is. But yeah,
Marco
it's cool.
Stunt's 5'2".
It's cool for Jurassic Express to win, right? Because Christian has been with them and he's been trying to get them to an elevated state to be champions, and they're finally champions. I thought it was really cool. They got all the tag teams, coming out. It just shows like how good and how deep their tag team division is.
Something
So
that
it's not going to
WWE doesn't really
be
have.
right. It's not going to be
That Red
easy.
Dragon shirt, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's
got-
my next shit. You ain't getting shit.
I got money in my wallet. I got money in my wallet. It's got bright eyes at that Red Dragon shirt right now. I'm like, do I want
Joey's like, I want to join the party.
We show up 2 weeks from now and we all have Red Dragon shirts on.
But yeah, I mean, we got Jade winning, new champion, or first inaugural champion, TBS
She
champion.
had to win it though.
Shut the fuck up, Dustin. Shut the fuck up. We know where you're going with this angle, and we ain't gonna play that game. Jurassic Express, new tag champions, Wangman Page retaining. Dude, like fucking Bryan Danielson
No point in the judges.
is
Which we did almost 100% nail. I did, because I said, I don't remember who the other one, I think you said Bischoff, and then I said Paul White and Mark Henry. And I was 2 for fucking 2. I was fucking, thought that was hilarious.
and then we got Jerry Lynn, and we're like, oh shit, I forgot Jerry Lynn's actual thing.
And then they set them in the crowd. Like, they don't have a special table to set at or anything. They just put them in the fucking crowd.
They're like, go fuck
Yeah.
over there. And they're writing things
Yeah, I
down.
noticed that at one point when they were over by the judges, and Brian had Hangman like pinned down and was like saying something to the crowd, and then he'd hit him a couple times, and then I was watching the judges, and you see Paul White just kind of look at him and be like, and I was like, what the fuck? What, you just trying to stick man, dude? What are you doing? Because I mean, they didn't use them at all.
Yeah, they don't even write anything on those pieces of paper because they fucking turn to them again, and then Jerry Lynn has this clipboard over, and it's like the AEW contract for like Hangman and Danielson to fight, and it's filled, the paper's filled, and he's writing at like the fucking bottom white space, and it's like, what the fuck are you actually writing? Nothing.
No, dude,
Like
they're,
when they're
playing Hangman, dude.
Letterman to tell a joke and he'd act like he was writing down something.
No,
Yeah, basically.
No pun intended. They were playing Hangman.
Probably.
No.
But that match was fucking awesome. Like, their first match I thought was really, really good. And I was like, how the hell are you going to top this and run it back, let's say 2 weeks later?
Yeah.
And then I feel like they top it still. Like, I was just like, God damn. Like,
I seen most of it, and then I stepped out to like help finish dinner, and then I came back, and it was doing it was a commercial, and then who's the
MJF?
the Acclaimed? Is that the tag team?
Oh,
They were
yeah.
like cutting a promo about something,
good.
and I was like, "Did the match end?" And then he was like, "Oh yeah, it ended." I was like, "What the? What did I was gone for like 35 seconds. I watched that whole match, and then it ended."
It's a 3 count.
Shut up.
You don't-
okay?
You don't walk out of a championship match, man.
Apparently not. I know that from now. I know that for the
Like
future.
Joey walking out the Dolphins game.
True.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
He says like you walking out of the Dolphins game.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All the time.
They beat the shit out of each other. It was great.
Yeah.
And they were both bloody.
Lots of color.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much color. And that was one thing I was looking over and thinking about. Hangman bled in the last match. Hangman bled first again in this match. And I'm like, all right, like let's not make this a recurrence in Hangman's title matches where he needs to fucking bleed all the time. He's not Dustin Rhodes or Cody Rhodes at the beginning of AEW where they would just bleed for no fucking reason. Like I really want Hangman to stay away from let's not use that as a routine and a pattern.
It's not even really just a Hangman thing. It's a use color when color's needed, not just every time you have a big match.
Because you got hip tossed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, they bounced off the ropes. Now they're bleeding. They're busted wide open.
Yeah. But they did do so many headbutts, though.
They did do a lot of fucking headbutts.
It was like, god damn. It's crazy.
Dude,
and then
Brian was coming off the ropes and jumping into headbutts. He was all completely off the ground, just straight into headbutt.
I couldn't do that. I'd flinch too much.
That's why you're a bitch, okay?
Let me headbutt you in the teeth.
Okay, get your stepladder out.
Jump.
But
speaking of Joey running and jumping, Eddie Kingston can't run. Apparently, he tried to come down to save somebody during the Malachi Black match, and he tried to run down the.
It was Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho in 2.0.
Yeah, he looked very awkward running down the road.
Hair dye job.
Yeah, that was
just for men. That Dynamite was
before he came out.
Yeah, they were doing it
Just for Men.
backstage. Yeah, they were doing it backstage, and then it's like, oh, Jericho, you got to go.
Shit.
That's on the right here.
Yeah. Yeah. We got anything else?
Yeah, two more things. They did announce at Wrestle King, I did forget, New Japan is coming to Access TV again for stateside, which is pretty cool, and they're gonna air
Isn't Impact on Access right now?
After Impact, yeah.
Okay.
After Impact. So you'll get Impact, and then it would be 9 p.m. our time, Central Time, will be New Japan. I think that's coming in March. I think that's really cool. Tony Khan on Barstool Wrestling show, he announced Beach Break is the next special event show that they're doing.
Is that a Wednesday show?
Yes, I believe so. January 26th in
Beach?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Maybe we need to rethink their names.
Well, yeah, they do, because you got Battle of the Belts this weekend, and 2 belts are being defended.
Well, it's an hour show, so
Still.
I mean, they kind of blew the load on Dynamite, so
Yeah, they that's just kind of bad planning. But also Battle, what is it? Beach Battle, you said?
Beach Break.
Beach Break, okay. Beach Break in Cleveland.
Well, that's the thing
in
is
January.
Tony and I think Cody wanted to use Clash of the Champions was the original WCW pay-per-view, right? Joey?
Yeah,
Clash of the Champions.
that's the one that
Yeah,
WWE uses.
no, it wasn't a pay per view then. It was like a Saturday night special type thing.
Right. So they wanted that, but they couldn't get the rights to Clash of Champions.
Because WWE they did use it.
They had
got all
it.
the rights.
They had all the rights. And then what was the beach one? It was
Bash at the Beach.
Yeah.
Bash at the Beach. And I felt like they used that the first year.
I think they did.
And then
Didn't
for some
NXT do
reason
a
they're
Bash
not-
at the Beach? I know NXT did Halloween Havoc.
NXT does Halloween Havoc, and they do Great American Bash now.
Didn't they do one of the In Your House or whatever it was?
Yeah,
They do In Your House too.
The Great American Bash was last year, I think.
Yeah.
It was like a live show or something.
Right. So, Beach Break is in Cleveland.
Still, even if you do Bash at the Beach or whatever you name it, and then you do it somewhere where there's not a beach.
There are beaches in Cleveland.
Yeah, off of a very cold lake.
Yeah, well, that's still a fucking beach.
Okay.
Didn't specify what kind of beach, bro.
I guess
Right.
that's a good point.
But it's in Cleveland. We all can speculate if Johnny Gargano shows up.
Oh, that's Johnny Wrestling time.
That's what I was getting at, but fucking Blake wanted to be fucking. There's no fucking beaches in Cleveland.
Fucking lead with Johnny Gargano. Don't lead with fucking like, oh, they're doing a beach place in Cleveland. Fucking lead with, hey, Johnny Gargano lives in Cleveland.
Baker Mayfield will be a free agent by the end.
Yep. Baker Mayfield, Johnny Gargano. Tag team. Here we go.
Yeah. But yeah, Battle of the Belts is Saturday. Britt Baker versus Riho. And then they're running back Cody versus Sammy Guevara. TNT title.
3.
Yeah.
Cody, Sammy, 3.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. It was a fun week. I feel like Dynamite was good. Should we read off the Rampage spoilers?
Is it TNT title?
What? Yeah.
Is it?
Well, they still do some stuff on TNT. Like, I think isn't Battle of the
Rampage.
Belts on TNT?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're still going to do some stuff on TNT.
Yeah, Rampage is still on TNT. Yeah, Battle of the Belts will be on TNT.
So it'll still be TNT Championship, which I think it's. I don't like naming.
I hate that. I hate this
naming titles after TV. I mean, naming it the TV titles better than because.
Which I don't like TV title, but it's better than naming it.
Because I mean, look at how much a big company like WWE has moved around to USA, Spike TV. What?
It was on TNT before.
Was it TNN or something like that? They were on
TNN.
And then back to USA or whatever. It's like they've moved around the whole. And then now SmackDown's on Fox and things like that. It's like eventually. I mean, I don't know if AEW is going to be on TNT or TBS for, if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, you guys are doing a really good job. We're going to offer you more money to come to our program." Now what are you going to do with your TNT, your 2 bid card titles?
Rename
the ESPN Championship or whatever. Disney World Championship, dude. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't like it, but again, it's something just Dustin mentioned. The TBS title does look better than the regular women's championship. So
it do.
I don't like this championship.
Yeah, I think they needed to redo it
again.
They did.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
that belt was too tiny, but I mean Rio was the first champion, so I mean it made sense, I guess, and she was like 5 pounds.
That is true. But
then you put it on Nyla.
It's like,
and then they give it to Sheeta, and then Baker gets the new belt, and so I don't know what they'll end up doing.
I feel like it's awkward shape, which I mean the AEW Championship is an awkward shape too, but it kind of works.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think their approach was to make it like a golden egg, but that's just. I mean, it looks like an egg, right?
Yeah.
Or a teardrop. I don't know.
Like it's got the weird kind of like you say, kind of the egg shape where it's longer on the sides, and it's got the weird little side plates on it.
Yeah.
But I think they do have a nameplate on it, and it's like this big. I've seen that whenever they put Hangman's name on it.
It covers the blank space, right?
Yeah.
They don't put anything at.
What did you say, Joey?
It's just their initials.
Yeah.
But nothing looks worse than that NWA women's title. It looks like a piece of cardboard.
I don't know what the NWA women's title looks like.
Hey, you don't disrespect the tradition that NWA has for their titles. Even though it looks like a cardboard piece of box shit.
I like how
disrespect the tradition.
I like how the NWA championship, whenever it was used in TNA a lot, and I think even more recent times, like even when like I know him as Magnus, Nick Aldis. Isn't that his name, Nick Aldis or something like that?
Right. Yep.
I know him as Magnus from TNA, but whenever like how that belt is so like you can tell like nobody really wears it because they hold it like it's a like kind of like you're holding a book or something. They hold it
7 pounds of gold. That's why.
Yeah, and it's because I think the leather's so creased from it just being folded that they just don't unfold it any. It's just literally
like it's gonna break if you do it. So.
Yeah. This thing's older than your grandparents.
It's the same one Ric Flair had. They never changed it.
Yeah.
You have to touch it like a museum.
Yeah, they gotta have gloves on.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right, we got anything else?
I think we could end off, even though it's the first week of the new year, we could probably do who we think is the wrestler of the year for 2021. If you guys had to pick somebody, who do you think the wrestler of the year was?
Probably unpopular opinion, just off the top of my head. Wrestler of the year, the whole year, it's got to be Roman.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of somebody like Kenny had a good run, but I don't think he was doing stuff to like the level that Roman was doing it this year. And I mean, I know that again, this just goes back to if 2017, 2016 Blake heard me say this, he'd probably try to fight me. But I think Roman's he's elevated himself with his heel gimmick. And I don't, like I said, and then you think about the other people, like you obviously got Bryan Danielson, he came on late to AEW. Hangman, he was gone for most of the year. Like Punk came on like halfway through. Adam Cole didn't do a whole lot. He came into AEW in September. So, and then before that, he was feuding with had a mediocre feud with Kyle O'Reilly. So,
I guess I'll say Seth Rollins.
No, I was gonna say Kenny, but
okay. I actually am picking Bryan Danielson. I mean, granted, I'm not looking at just Bryan Danielson being in AEW, right? He had a lot of great stuff with WWE, like the Roman feud, the Triple Threat feud.
That's true.
He had a lot of good stuff with Cesaro. I think he helped Cesaro get to the elevated portion where after he left, Cesaro got that opportunity to fight Roman. Obviously didn't go anywhere, but I really think, my pick would be Bryan Danielson for the rest of the year. And then coming straight into AEW, it was just straight fucking fire. Had match of the year candidate right out the gate with Kenny Omega and Arthur Ashe. So,
and then flip it into his match with Kenny, the 60-minute draw. That was technically last year. So
yep, ends with another potential match of the year.
Like I said, he's
wrestling in the ring. He would get it for sure. But like when you do like the promo and angles and things like that, I'd have to give it to Roman.
Yeah, Roman has improved. That's the thing about Bryan is Bryan has always been on this level. He's been on this level for a long time. Of hey, we know how fucking good Daniel Bryan is. Bryan Danielson, either way, whether he's in WWE, doing whatever he does, to moving on to, AEW and doing his stuff in AEW, we know he's fucking good. I feel like, and I don't know if they do like a most improved, but Roman could be in that category this year as well. Because
there's a most improved category.
Yeah, and I feel like Roman's in that category too, because coming into this year, everybody hated Roman. Roman was never going to be the guy, and then it's just give him the right gimmick, give him the right stuff to go with, and it's stuff that people have been saying for years. It's like that whole family struggled to get over as baby faces. You turn them heel, and every fucking one of them gets over every time. And I don't know if Roman will be able to do the thing like The Rock did, where he can, go heel, get over, and then go back face. I don't know if Roman can do that. Because I think Roman
nobody's probably going to want that.
Yeah, Roman just seems kind of like a real-life asshole, but hey, it fucking works, dude. Whatever works, dude. You're killing it right now. Like I said, he's up there for me right now, so I think he should be in the category for most improved. He should be in the category for wrestler of the year. He probably won't get it because people hate WWE, which, we hate WWE, but there's always the other side of it, too, so. But yeah, Bryan Danielson was up there in the list as well, who I was considered for it.
Dustin, you said Kenny. I'm surprised you didn't say Goldberg. His 3 matches of the year, man.
He was on McAfee recently too. Apparently, he's got one more match, I think.
Yeah, and he's got a shoulder injury where he needs surgery.
He needs surgery, but he's not doing it until after he's completely done.
Yeah.
Oh
That's something he said is he does have a shoulder injury that does need surgery, and he's not getting it worked on because he doesn't want to get it worked on and then have Vince call him and say, "Hey, we need you in a month," and then he can't be there in a
one more career.
What?
So we need you to ruin one more career.
Pretty much, we need you to hurt one more person, not be able to lift them up. I mean, it's probably why I can't lift people up for a jackhammer because his shoulder's blown out.
All those spears.
I mean, yeah, that could, they didn't specify which shoulder, but he did say he has a shoulder injury that needs surgery that he won't get done until he's completely done wrestling.
Do jackhammer and drop somebody on their head like they did to the Taker one.
There you go.
At Saudi.
So,
Or just kick them
so,
really hard in the head.
so yeah. So at least we'll know when Goldberg is done because he'll be like, oh, it'll be reported, oh, Goldberg got shoulder surgery. You're like, oh, okay, he's done wrestling. So.
I want Joe Rogan to kick Goldberg in the head as hard as he can. It's his last match. That's what it is.
Bro, I seen a video of him kicking a heavy bag recently.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Was
dude.
it one where he was showing George St. Pierre how to kick right?
No, this was just a video of him with a heavy bag doing some kind of spinning kick on it and obliterating that thing. Like it was.
Yeah, I say he has like one of the best backspin kicks.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was just a backspin kick into the heavy bag, and it was nasty.
Yeah,
It was a nasty kick. But if that's all we got, wrestler of the year, Dustin said who?
Kenny.
Joe, who'd you say? Roman.
Roman. Yeah, Roman overall.
Honorable mention to Bryan Danielson. We all know it's Sean Spears, guys. Just calm down, okay? That's just I don't know why you guys can't accept it. Can't accept the fate. Bro, he is gonna get destroyed by Wardlow. At some point very soon, Wardlow is going to destroy him.
AJ is waiting.
Round of applause. Round of applause for that.
It's like, and I'm really coming around to liking Wardlow a whole lot, so I hate that it's going to happen to Spears, but it's going to happen, and it's going to be very bad. That's going to be like, he's going to set a powerbomb record.
He's going to put Sean Spears through the mat somehow.
Yeah.
During it. It's like,
He's going to powerbomb. Yeah, it's going to be bad. But I think that's all we got. We should be back next week, unless somebody chickens out. Joey, probably.
No.
That's your bedtime.
Yeah, it's past Joey's bedtime. Yeah, so I think that's all we got for this week. We'll be back next week. Do all the things like comment, subscribe. Everything's in the description below.
We're almost at 20.
We're almost at 20 subscribers. Let's get... Wait, this is episode 9. I was going to say let's get there by episode 10. That probably won't happen. But I think we're only like 3 away. I think if we can get the people that are watching this, if we can get up in the higher level, I think once we start hitting like, hey, 50 subs, 100 subs, maybe we're looking at maybe doing some giveaway things for subscribers if we can. I don't know. But I have to do stuff where we like, hey, do this to enter the giveaway or something and all that, because I don't think we can see the list of actual subscribers. But we'll just figure out something to, get some motivation going.
Hell yeah.
Anybody got anything else closing out, or are we all good?
all good.
I think we're good, dog.
All right, that's it for us. We will see you guys next week.